Can you really make $600,000 a year at Mercer Transportation? Well, let's talk about it. Welcome back to another episode of Smooth Operator Trucking, where we create the dream 1 mile at a time. I'm your favorite gear jammer, the Smooth Operator. Let's jump right into it. All right, so I've been with Mercer Transportation for about 9 months now, 10 months. And not a bad company. I enjoy the company. I'm always looking for different ways to operate my business and to be more efficient. So a couple of months ago, I was at the Mercer Lounge in Louisville, Kentucky, and there were some other drivers in there, and of course, you know, I'm sitting there and I start making conversation and, you know, start asking the older guys who've been there for a while, like, hey, you know, what are some tips and suggestions that you guys have, you know, for someone who's been here a short time? And so, you know, everyone starts giving me their opinions on, you know, how to do things. Well, right around that time, a couple guys walk in, like 3 or 4 guys walk in, and I overhear them talking about, you know, being there for, I guess, some ceremony or some kind of recognition that Mercer does for their top earners. And so it came to my attention that there was a couple of guys in there who earned over $300,000 last year, in the year 2022, I believe. So of course I'm like, okay, these are the guys that I want to talk to. These are the guys that are out there making it happen, you know, no bullcrap stories about like, hey, I do this, I do that. They actually have the proof that what they're doing works. So I go over to them and I start picking their brains, you know, how do you do this, how do you do that, blah, blah, blah. And they actually gave me some really good advice. One of the things the guys were telling me was, you know, expand your search radius. I was normally only expanding my search radius to 600 miles and for like 2 or 3 days, whatever. He's like, expand your search radius to the max on the Mercer load board, which is 999 miles, and look out, you know, at least 4 days. And that's actually worked really good for me quite a few times. Now, when I was at Landstar, I typically tried to do 4 or 5 loads a week. You know, pick up in the afternoon, drop off in the morning. Pick up in the afternoon, drop off in the morning. And then pick up something on Friday, delivering on Monday. That's typically the way I did it. And Mercer, it's a lot harder to do that. They don't have the volume of freight that Landstar has. And the way that there's always some kind of scheduling conflict or something. So it's really a lot harder to do. You know, a lot of the loads are like pick up today and deliver, you know, tomorrow afternoon. Pick up in the morning, deliver tomorrow morning, or pick up in the morning, deliver tomorrow night, or something like that. It's just really hard to drop off in the morning and then find something close enough that you can get to and pick up in the afternoon to deliver the next day. It's really tough to do. So listen to these guys. You know, one of the guys said what he would do is like, I don't mind deadhead. He'll deadhead, you know, 4, 5, 6, 7, 800 miles to get a load if it's worth it. Now, what is a load? How do you know if a load is worth it? You have to figure out what your cost per mile is. Like, I know mine fluctuates somewhere around $1.50. So whenever I take a load, I try my best to not take anything below $1.50 after a deadhead miles and actual miles. So if I see a load on load board is paying $2, I look at the deadhead on it and what the actual miles would be, and if it's above $1.50, I'll go take it. And what they also told me is go try to get that load that, you know, that will take care of you for the rest of the week. You know, instead of trying to do 4 or 5 loads a week, try to do 1 or 2, 3 loads a week. If you can find a load that's paying you $3,000 or $4,000, and you know it picks up in a day or whatever, and it's 700 miles away, and it's above your, you know, whatever you need to make, don't get it. Because you might not be able to make that money throughout the rest of the week trying to pick up and drop off every day. Loads cancel, weather, traffic, so many different things that can go wrong. And like I said, again, the scheduling conflict makes it really hard to do that. And so I started doing that, and I did notice it makes things a lot easier. One, because you're not constantly bumping a dock every day. And then two, yeah, I mean, you get that one load, let's say you get lucky and find a load that's paying $4,000, you know. Well, for a lot of people, $4,000, you know, that'll pretty much at least take care of your expenses and get you a okay, you know, paycheck at the end of the week. Now, another thing about Mercer is those loads, whenever you see a load on a load board, the price you see on there is what you get. So it's a 75-25, you get 75% of 98%. With Landstar, you get 65%. Now, at Mercer, you do have to pay a trailer rental fee. But whatever you see on the board is what you get. At Landstar, you have to actually do the math. You know, you see a load paying $3 a mile, you're not getting $3 a mile. You've got to go and do that math to figure out what you get and see if it's worth you taking. And I don't remember if Landstar has a deadhead tab so you can see what it's paying after deadhead or not. But that's one of the things I like about the Mercer load board is that it does have that. So you can look at the load based on what you're going to make after the deadhead. And so that helps you make your decision a lot quicker. Now you can do the math yourself, you know, on the Landstar board or any other board, but when it's just right there and it does it for you, it makes it a lot easier to make a decision a lot quicker. All right, so yeah, so that's pretty much what I do. You know, now I look out 4, 5, 6, 7 days, see if I can pick up a really good load during the week, see if I can pick up a really good load on the weekend, taking me through the weekend. But anyways, yeah, some of the top earners in there, guys are, you know,
calculation.
Guys are $300,000 or plus. He said, I thought I was doing good.
Now join the highway.
He said,
I'm the highway.
He said, I thought I was doing good, but there was a one guy, the top earner, made $600,000 last year. Now again, like I said, Mercer, whatever you see on the board is what you get. But I don't know if when they choose, you know, who made the most money that year, are they going by what that person earned or what they earned the company altogether? Either or, that's still a lot of money. Even if it's only 75% of $600,000, wow. And a lot of you probably thinking like, well, it's probably like specialized or heavy haul. No, this was dry van. This is a dry van. This guy made over $600,000 pulling a dry van. Now I don't know all the details of it, but I believe he was on a dedicated account that he was only supposed to be on temporarily or seasonal or something like that. And he ended up staying on it the whole year. And he's probably still on it to this day. I remember when I first got to Mercer and I was in orientation, I heard one of the guys talking about someone who does loads out of Atlanta all the time, dedicated, but lives somewhere, I don't know, in the far northeast or something, and he never goes home. Or if he does go home, he'll fly home because he doesn't want to lose that spot. And I don't blame him, you know, making over $600,000 a year, especially even in 2022's market, you know, hell, even in 2021's market. So I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, so the answer is yeah, you can. I mean, obviously, I don't know if he's the only one, but you know, somebody did it, making over $600,000 in 1 year, pulling dry van at Mercer Transportation. Also, I heard that the way the loads were set up, I mean, he found out a way to do more loads. I think that's what happened. The way the dedicated freight was set up, I think he was only supposed to do so many loads a day or so many loads a week. And I think because of the way the loads work and the amount of time that it took, it didn't take that much time to do the loads. I think he was able to do more loads per week or more loads per day than what they originally anticipated. And I think that's how he got grossed over $600,000 for the year. So anyways, I thought that was pretty cool. I wanted to share with you guys. Mercer's actually, like I said, a pretty good company. I like them. They really treat you, you know, like a human being, and you make all your own decisions. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button and consider subscribing. Like I always say, Hard times don't last, hard truckers do. It's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. And last but not least, stay smooth, my friends.